right, let's go ahead and get started with our next steps of your project. And today, one of the things you can do before you get started is you need to clean up your edges a little bit. Notice how uneven these are. What you can do, you can cut that. Something else you can do is use just a little bit of the water and in a cup, and you can just kind of go over these things and smooth them out. And part of what you're doing is making sure that there's no unevenness. You're making sure so that it looks better. It's also so that you have these so that you don't have any cracks where they're going to open up. All right, next what you're going to do is you're going to sketch that out onto a piece of paper. When you sketch it out onto a piece of paper, kind of look at which side do you like better. So on here, I really like this side a whole lot better than this side. So I'm going to take this and take that in half. Now what I'm going to do is, this is the side that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half and use a pair of scissors to go ahead and cut that. I am a step ahead here. So I went ahead and I cut that on here, and you can see how my sides now perfectly match. Next what I'm going to do is, I already have this one started here. So I took this and I laid it on top of here, I drew it on, and then I started cutting. When you're going to be cutting, do make sure these are your tools that you're going to be using. This is an interchangeable. This has like different heads that you can put into the wand, and they are a little magnet here. Do make sure that you keep track of where that cover is. That cover is important. These are sharp. All right, so let's go ahead with, when you start cutting, make sure that you're cutting straight up and down. That straight up and down is going to be really important so that you don't get kind of like a angled cut, which is going to be too thin later. All right, so I have that cut. I had to take some time cutting that because it was quite thick. Next, what you can see is that I have some really, really rough edges once again. So I'm going to take some time and I'm going to clean that up. So once again, you're going to go over the top of this and you're going to smooth that out. You want to make sure that you're smoothing it, but also not getting your clay super, super sloppy and wet. All right, the next thing that you're going to do is, you are ready after you have that all smooth and it's all nice and clean. Your next thing that you're going to do is you're going to move on to your 3D additions on here. So I have things such as the nose, the tongue, the lips. My recommendation is to work from the biggest thing to like the smallest. So I'm going to take some of my extra clay. When I start rolling these out, make sure that you are taking the time to get the shape just right. And something else I wanted to make sure is, I just wanted to show this again. I know you know this from previous clay, but I wanted to show you scoring and slipping. So if you have something that's made fantastic and you really, really like it, let's go over that scoring and slipping again. So you should have a sharp tool, and you're going to go in there and really, really mess up that surface. After you mess up that surface, you're going to take your slip and you're going to take that over the top of your part, that rough traction area. Then you add your clay. Those two steps are really going to make a clean place, or not a clean place, a really, really good connection.